Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to do another real world problem solving, which is to count total number of comments on any thread. It can be a Reddit thread or maybe a post on Twitter, where each comment can have multiple number of replies and those replies can have another replies. So it is tree like structure. So we'll do the solution and we'll also discuss the time and space complexity for our solution. So let's start with the problem statement. As I said, I will need to create a function that count the total number of comments, right, in a nested comment thread, where our function will receive an argument which is an array of objects, and each comment object has the following structure. There is text, which is of string type, and there is replies, which is an array of reply objects that have the same structure, and we'll need to return the total number of comments, right? There are multiple use cases which we will need to handle, that it should handle any level of nesting properly. Obviously the time complexity and space complexity will need to take care of, and the root comment itself count as 1. We'll also handle the circular references safely, where any child variable or any child object is referencing to another parent object, which can create a circular reference, and we'll need to detect it and throw any error. We'll also need to throw the error if data is invalid. So all these use cases we'll need to handle. So let's start with the solution. So how we are going to do it? So let's create a tree, right? This is not a binary tree where I can have maximum 2 number of nodes for any parent node, but there can be n number of comments or replies on any root comment, right? So there are two type of traversal on any tree, DFS and BFS. We'll go with the DFS, depth first search. You can also try the BFS because there can be multiple number of solution for any use case. So we can also do this solution with BFS also. You can try it out, which is level order traversal, by the way. So here we will do the DFS, but we'll not do the DFS with recursion. We'll do the DFS with making use of stack. So stack is a data structure with the LIFO property, last in first out, right? So I will create a stack. Okay, I will create a count variable which is 0 as at first count comments, and I will take the C1. Take the C1, or I mean taking the C1 will bring me the complete tree, right? I will put the C1 inside my stack. Okay, then I will run loop. Stack dot length, whenever it is greater than 0, then we'll need to run the loop, right? Okay, we'll pop out the C1, the last variable, the last element inside our stack. Will pop it out, C1, right? So now the stack is empty. We'll check C1 is there. We'll increase the count, right, because the root comment itself count as 1. Then we'll check for the child child thing. So if there are 3 child, let's say C2, C3, C4, we'll put all these inside my stack, C2, C3 and C4, right? So there are 3 child of C1, all we have put inside our stack, right? So again we'll go through the loop, the same thing. We'll pop out the last element this time it is C4, right? We'll pop it out. We'll increase the count, right? We'll increase the count. We'll check if there are any child. There is 1 child, C5, right? We'll put the C5 inside my stack, right? So now comes the C5. Again same thing, pop the C5, pop it out, increase the count 3, right? And then we'll check if there are any child for C5. There is 1 child for C5, which is 6. put it inside the stack. Okay, then do the same thing, pop out the last element, increase the count, right, C4, C6. So this is so we'll check the child element for C6. There is no child for C6, so we will not need to push anything inside the stack, right, because there is no child element. Again, pop out the last element. Now last element is C3, right, increase the count 5, check if there are any child element. There is no child element for C3 as well. We don't need to do any push anything to our stack. Again, pop out the last element, which is C2, right, C2, increase the count 6, and check if there are any child element. There is no child element for C2. We don't need to push anything to stack. So let's pop out the last element. Oh, there is no element inside our stack. So this loop will be over, and I will get my total number of comments, 6, right. So there are 6 number of comments on this thread, so we'll return the 6 value, right. So this is how we are going to do the DFS with stack. We started from C1, came through C4, C5, then C6, and then C3, then C2. So this is like, we'll do the DFS depth first we'll go till depth, and then we'll keep counting, we'll keep coming outside, and we'll keep counting the comments, right. This is my DFS, where I go depth, inside depth first, and then I will keep on counting while coming back. So this can also be implemented using recursion, but here we'll also need to handle the circular reference, right, circular reference. Let's say I have C1, I have C2, I have C3, C4, but C4 has been referenced to C1, right. So this is my circular reference. I need to detect it. So how we are going to do it? So for the circular reference, weak set is the perfect member for the data structure, where we are going to store the object, and they store the object weakly, because if there is no other reference for any object, then they can be garbage collected, because even if they are inside the weak set. So this is the advantage. So we are going to use the weak set. So let me create a weak set and a stack for circular reference. Inside weak set, I will store the visited nodes. So these are nodes. I'll need to remember if this node has been visited already. If it is visited already and it has come again, then there is circular reference, obviously, right. So let me create a count variable, which is 0, and let me put the C1 inside my stack. Okay, so pop it out the last element, C1, right, increase the count, but before checking any children, we'll need to put it inside the weak set, because it has already been visited. So we'll keep the visited visited checks inside my weak set. What is this? Okay, I will check the element, child element, right, C2, C3. This has been popped out, push them to the stack, C2, C3, right, and then I will pop out the last element, which is C3, right, then increase the count to 2, check if it is inside the weak set. No, put it there, right. Then check the child of C3. There is C4, put it into the stack. Then I will pop it out the last element again, C4, increase the count to 3, and check if it is inside the weak set. It is not there, put it. Okay, then check if there are any child element. There is one, C1, put it inside the stack, C1. Let's go another, pop it out the last element, which is C1. Pop it out, increase the count, check if it is inside the circular reference, inside the visited array, sorry, right? C1. Oh, it is there. It is there. If the node is already there in the weak set, then there is circular reference detected, and we will throw the error, right? So let's do this in code. So there is this function which is receiving the comments, and I have also created the test runner which have multiple number of tests for the circular reference, also for empty comments array, for invalid comment. So there are n number of tests which we will run on our solution. So first what we need to do, we'll need to create a stack, right? We'll need to create a stack. So stack will make use of an array inside our JavaScript, and I will also need to create a weak set which is visited weak set, right? I'll need to create a count variable which is 0 at start. Now I will run loop through my stack is empty or not. Stack dot length is greater than 0, but before starting the loop, I'll need to put the comments inside my stacks. So comments itself an array of objects, an array of comments. So I'll spread it out inside my stack. So I'll run loop through. So running loop through, because I'll need to run loop, first I'll need to pop out the last element, right, which is my comment object. So this is my stack dot pop. I will do, right? This is my comment, okay, right? Then I will need to do, before increasing the count, I will put the comment inside my weak set. So visited dot add the comment, right? This is good. So far so good. We have added the node inside my visited weak set, right? Then I will need to check, but I think before adding it to the visited weak set, I will need to check if it is not there, if visited has already the node, right? I will need to throw the error, throw new error, maybe the circular reference detected, right? I'll throw the error if node is already there, otherwise I will add it. I will also increase the count, right? I have increased the count also. Now I will check for the child array, but before checking the child comments, I will need to check if there is data is invalid, or maybe comment dot text is not a string type, then it can be invalid, or maybe comment dot replies is not an array, right? It should be an array. If it is returning false, then I will throw the error, not return, I will throw the error, right? In this case I will throw the invalid comment error. Now I will run a loop through the child elements. I will run loop through the comment dot replies dot length. So comment dot replies an array inside array, which is an array of comment object itself. So this is going to return me the C2 C3 for this C1, right? So what I need to do with them? I will need to add them to my stack, right? I will add them to my stack dot push, and I will add comment dot replies, which is the array. Okay, comment dot replies only, and the I, right? I have put it inside the stack. I don't need to do anything. This will loop over, and at last I will need to return the comments, right? Return comments. So let's check our solution. Oh, I think it is failing. Let me check why. Oh, we need to return the count, not the comments, right? This is also failing. This is comments. Okay. Oh, this is going to be my typo here. I think this is getting passed. For this circular reference, it is failing. Maybe the error, it is not the same which we are expecting here. Let me take the test case and copy the error which is expected in my test case, right? Let me paste it out. Yeah, it is getting passed. The circular reference test case is also getting passed. So this is the solution. Not that much difficult. We only did the DFS and we keep on counting the comment, and we also handle the circular reference. So this is it for this video. See you in the next.